briefing for Thursday, the 15th of June. I'm Stephen Ridgway, slightly flustered because, I don't just do podcasts. I actually do work in that security company, and I've just come off a support call with one of the team, something interesting, which can't tell you about, but yeah, interesting and all good in the end. So I've had 0 minutes to prepare for this. Excuse me if it's slightly disjointed. So first of all, update for Chrome. I haven't personally checked because I haven't had a chance yet this morning, but apparently there is a Chrome update available now. You are aiming to be on version .130 or .131, depending on whether you're Windows, Mac, or Linux. The vulnerability is in autofill payments, so good one to get patched ASAP. Rated as critical by Google, so certainly one to push forward in your personal updating and patching processes. Also on the theme of Google Chrome, if you're a Windows 11 user and you've applied the update KB5027231, you may have spotted that it breaks Google Chrome for Malwarebytes users. Malwarebytes, I think yesterday, confirmed that the cumulative update released in Patch Tuesday breaks Google Chrome on its customers' systems. So Windows admins and users report that devices affected by this issue after rolling out the Windows 11 updates. Uninstalling the update fixes the issue, but you can't do that via WSUS because apparently it creates a catastrophic error. I worked Microsoft, Malwarebytes, and Google to be onto this, so there will presumably be further patches coming out. And to open Malwarebytes on your device, go to the settings and security, under exploit protection, click managed protected applications and toggle off Google Chrome and plugins and click done. So yeah, clearly that is going to reduce the security that your security posture by basically switching off malware protection within your browser. And Malwarebytes is one of the bigger players in this space, and I think does a pretty damn good job of keeping bad stuff off ordinary people's kit. So not a good thing. I'm sure this will get fixed soon, but if you are having problems, and that is a combination of stuff that you are using, watch out for patches, and in the meantime, if you need to keep you, or alternatively stop using Chrome and get something else in the, for the moment. I personally end up flip-flopping between probably 3 regularly, sometimes 4 browsers, depending on which update has broken which particular feature, or quite regularly which update has meant that this particular browser now runs. So you go try Firefox on my say whatever. I'm not recommending Firefox. I'm simply saying it's an alternative. So interesting article on Bleeping Computer that was published yesterday. Chinese hackers using DNS over HTTPS for malware communications. So there is, once you have malware on a device, one way or another, it needs to do something. I mean, some of it is just it's just there to cause chaos. It just destroys stuff. But generally, if you are going to the trouble of getting malware onto somebody's device, it's because you either want to steal some information from it, want to use it to hop on to further devices within an environment, you want to encrypt it for ransomware. It just there's normally something more than just drop the malware, blow it up, and walk away. The method by which the malware components talk back to whatever it is that's controlling them is one area where it is definitely worth some focus on from the defensive side. So it isn't all about spotting what's coming in. Spotting what's going back out again can be very useful indeed. So more sophisticated groups, attacking groups, will go to some trouble to try to hide their outbound communications. Back in the day, it was no more sophisticated than once the malware was installed, it would check in, but only very occasionally until it was activated and did whatever it was supposed to do. So the likelihood of you spotting that in your SIEM or looking at your network logs or whatever would be very, very slim possibility. Well, once things like data exfiltration became more the focus of things, then having streams of traffic is actually more likely. You can get a lot of traffic out very slowly over a long period of time, but get a lot of data out, but it's less common. So these days, a lot of malware just relies on the fact that nobody's actually watching what's going on outbound. And so that's kind of fine. You can just stream the stuff out. Hey, job done. But if you do have environments that are tied down, techniques need to be put in place to exfiltrate data or control the malware or whatever it may be without getting blocked or triggering other network intrusion prevention solutions. So in this particular case, CHAML is DNS over HTTPS. It provides encrypted communication between an infected device and a command and control server, and it makes malicious queries indistinguishable from regular HTTPS traffic. So additionally, this can bypass local DNS servers. A DNS is usually a good way of extracting stuff because you can put things, and you don't have to put an actual request into the request field. You can put anything you like, so long as if you send that to your own DNS servers or servers acting as DNS servers, you can then extract that data from there. So it is particularly difficult to block this stuff. Because the requests are going to get forwarded via whatever, and if they're inside HTTP, if it's encrypted and you can't see what's going on. So it's an interesting article from Bleeping Computer. Recommend you have a read of it. It does set out very clearly, as they often do. They do good write-ups on that site. Not that we are plugging anybody's sites, blah blah blah, usual disclaimers. But yeah, it is interesting to see how this actually works. It is also interesting to see that there isn't a particularly easy way of identifying this and or blocking this. So one that needs a little bit of thought, I think, but definitely recommend controlling and logging all your outbound traffic, and definitely controlling and logging any DNS queries within your environment, because there's a whole wealth of interesting stuff you might find in there. And then finally from me today this is the daily Klopp Move It attack update. Extreme Networks have fallen victim. So if you are a customer of using Extreme Networks network hardware or services, it is entirely possible that the data, your data, may have been taken by the Klopp Cyber Extortion Group. Usual sort of stuff. The CISO at Extreme Networks acknowledged that their instance had experienced a security breach. As you would expect from an organization like Extreme Networks, they were very quick once they'd identified it to close it down and sort it out. However, there is a there is definite possibility that user data has been extracted from them. And also worth noting that there at the moment on the dark web, there appears to be requests going out for seeking data on victims based in the UK. So not much more information available about that at the moment. An Israeli-based cyber intelligence or threat intelligence firm oh dear, a terrible name to pronounce. Cyber 6 Jill, I think, has reported findings from its research team on dark web forums. They've discovered several posts explicitly seeking data on victims based in the UK. One post even offered a substantial reward of up to $100,000. So it is possible that there is something, well, it is quite likely that there is something targeted going on, leveraging data on UK citizens. Be aware, extra vigilance if you're based in the UK and you're working on the cyber defense side of things. That is all from me. I think I did quite well, seeing as I only got off the support call about 30 seconds before I started this podcast. So there we go, giving myself a pat on the back. I hope you have a great day, and I will speak to you all